Crossovers may be all the rage right now, but that doesn't change the fact that the ultimate family vehicle remains a minivan. About 500,000 of you guys picked up one last year. The Sienna responsible for 111,000 of those sales. In order to keep the sales up, Toyota has upgraded the Sienna all around, as to not lose ground against the Pacifica and the all-new Honda Odyssey. This review will cover all of those 2018 changes, and also the features of each of the 5 trim levels. So let's go ahead and see if the 2018 updates have done enough to keep the Sienna competitive. We would like to specially thank Toyota on Nicholasville for allowing us to come out and film this review. If you would like to check out their dealership and massive inventory of all the Toyota models, a link to their website has been provided in the video description. Every Sienna comes with keyless entry, but only the XLE and up get smart entry and this key fob. It has buttons for the doors and tailgate, and also has a nice feel in the hand. Before we check out what's new in the cabin, we'll first pop the hood. Just last year, Toyota thoroughly upgraded the Sienna's powertrain, so that carries over for 2018. That means the only engine is a 3.5-liter V6, producing a class-leading 296 horsepower and 263 pound-feet of torque. It is still paired exclusively to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and is offered with both front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, a class exclusive. But regardless of which you choose, it's always pretty efficient. The front-wheel drive version is rated at 19 city, 27 highway, 22 combined, tying the Odyssey, and the all-wheel drive version is rated at 18 city, 24 highway, 20 combined. So that's a real quick rundown of the powertrain setup. So now let's move on to the updated exterior design. So the mechanical bits got updated last year, but this year it's the exterior's turn. They took what was already one of the more stylish vans and changed out the grille design for something bigger and more in line with other Toyotas. There are still several different versions, with the L being fully black, LE mostly black, XLE and Limited this gray, and the SE a sporty black mesh. The headlights, however, have been left alone. They are these halogen beams on all but the highest end Limited Premium, but you will get at least LED daytime running lights on the SE and up. And you also have fogs on all but the L and LE. I think overall the new grille makes for a substantially different look. Just like always, the Sienna has a variety of different wheels between the trims. Our XLE has the 17-inch 7-spoke alloy wheels, and the L and LE also have 17-inch alloys, but with a different design. If you choose all-wheel drive, the wheels automatically get upgraded to 18-inch 10-spoke alloys that are shared with the Limited models for some reason. The biggest wheels come on the SE at 19 inches. The brakes are 12.9-inch ventilated disc in the front and 12.2-inch solid disc in the rear. And naturally, all models ride on all-season tread. Coming up to the mirrors, they are body colored and now heated on all but the base L trim. Only the Limited gets auto dimming abilities, but XLE and Up do come with blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic alert, in place of blind spot mirrors. So the Sienna continues to be a little over 200 inches long, which makes it essentially identical to its main competitor, the Honda Odyssey. Just for reference, that's also about 10 inches longer than the Toyota Highlander. Arguably a more important upgrade than the new design is the added active safety equipment. Every Sienna now comes standard with Toyota Safety Sense P, which includes features such as automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, and auto high beam headlights. Some of the rivals of the Sienna do have this stuff, but none of them give it to you standard. That chrome piece on the side is an extra option. Moving around to the rear view, as far as I can tell, I don't see any differences to the fairly sporty design. You still have Sienna branding in the middle, which would be black on lower trims and chrome on upper ones. The taillights also haven't changed, so they still have a sleek design, and they would be LED with clear lenses on the SE. The exhaust pipe is hidden behind the bumper. Most people probably won't tow with a minivan, but the Sienna can handle up to 3,500 pounds, which is surprisingly good. There is a wiper hidden under the standard rear spoiler. You will also find roof rails on the majority of models. They would be silver on upper trims. So every Sienna comes with a 20-gallon fuel tank, good for 440 miles of range with front-wheel drive, and 400 miles with all-wheel drive. And of course, this is all on regular unleaded fuel. Well guys, I think that's it for the outside. So now let's check out the more important interior. So like on the outside, the interior changes are mostly small refinements. Most buyers will choose the XLE or above, so they'll have leather seating in this dark bisque color, ash, or an exclusive chestnut on the Limiteds. L and LEs have the same color options but with cloth, and the SE is only available with black leather. Turning to the door trim, it also has the same high quality materials, with leather on the armrest and decent looking faux wood trim. All four of the windows are one-touch automatic. Every Sienna besides the L comes with this 8-way power driver's seat with 2-way lumbar. The L is 6-way manual. As far as the seat itself, it is comfortable and the leather is pretty nice. So first looking around, of course it looks very spacious, but it also looks fairly luxurious. And the materials support that mission. The area above the gauges is covered in nice stitched leather, but the other areas are hard touch. In the middle, you have more soft leatherette and faux wood trim. Of course the lower areas are hard, but fit and finish is excellent. On XLE and up, press the button to go. This 7-inch display is newly standard across all trims, and it also comes with Toyota's newest Entune 3.0 system. So the gauges continue to be finished in a variety of different colors depending on the trim, but the 4.2-inch display never changes. It contains all the expected stuff, such as controls for the newly standard safety systems. Every Sienna has electric power steering, and on the SE and up, it is leather trimmed. All of your audio, phone, and voice buttons are over here. And then this side has the gauge display and safety systems. And also the adaptive cruise control stock. As far as the wheel itself, it is manually tilt and telescoping on all trims. You do get a large coin tray off to the side. So obviously one of the most critical characteristics of a minivan is its storage space, and the Sienna has it in spades. Since the armrest is separated, you have the whole middle area to set stuff. Underneath of that pad, you have an extremely deep pit with a nice felt lining on the bottom. For bulkier items, you have this entire space available to fill with purses or diaper bags. For cup holders, you have 2 here and 2 more that pop out. And finally, there is a shelf close to the 12-volt outlet, aux, and USB ports. Right here in the same area, you have the multi-stage heated seats for the SE and above. To go along with the heated seats, you have tri-zone automatic climate control across every single trim. Controls are extremely easy to use, with large knobs and well-labeled buttons. I also appreciate that none of the controls are hidden in the infotainment. Just as easily, you can adjust the rear's climate, or of course you can leave it up to them to adjust it from the back. In order to maximize utility, the shifter is mounted up here. You can actually shift manually, but there are no paddles. When you shift into reverse, the standard backup camera pulls up. You don't get trajectory, but you do have distance markers, and parking sensors on XLE Premium and up. Now let's take a listen to the standard 6-speaker audio system. Sound quality is actually pretty good. And now that brings us to the brand new Entune 3.0 system, so let's take a quick look. The screen itself is the same size as last year, but the buttons along the side are now physical instead of capacitive. This is the home screen, and you can click on any of these items to expand it. In audio, you can play and pause the standard Bluetooth from here. And these are all the other available sources. The menu button shows you all of the features of the system, and destination opens up the navigation. This is the new dynamic navigation, which is optional on all but the limited. It is very responsive, and the map looks more detailed. Next up is phone. By default, it goes into the phone book, where you can scroll or search through all of your contacts, which are automatically synced over from your connected smartphone. Beyond that, you have the Entune app suite. Nothing's here now, but they would populate if I had my phone connected. And speaking of phone connection, there is still no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay support. The one last thing I want to address is the new Wi-Fi hotspot. This comes on all but the L, and you get a 2GB or 6-month trial through Verizon. It does require a subscription after that point. That's all I'm going to cover in this video. But if you'd like to see a deep dive into the Entune 3.0 system, including all the settings, then check out our dedicated tech help video. A link is provided in the description. Most models come with this auto-dimming mirror, with a compass and HomeLink remotes. XLE and up also have a moonroof. Obviously, I'm not going to open it, but it is the regular size except on the Limited. So overall, the cabin of the Sienna accomplishes its intended purpose and then some. Not only is it spacious, comfortable, and extremely versatile, but it's also pretty luxurious even at this middle trim level. I think it offers a lot of bang for the buck. Now Mason will show off the rest.
Like Drew already mentioned, there are buttons to control the power doors on the fob. They come on all but the very base L trim. Inside you'll find a spacious and comfortable seating area. The exact measurements come in at 37.6 inches of legroom and 39.7 inches of headroom, placing it quite a bit behind the new Odyssey. That said, however, the captain's chairs are very comfortable and soft. To shut the door, just push the button. The door trim is typical minivan, and it does have some faux wood grain surrounding the fully automatic window switch. We'll also surprisingly find rear window sunshades on LE trims and up. Up top we have several things, including an assist grip, air vent, and climate controls. It is 3-zone automatic on all Siennas. The headliner is also premium feeling. Down in the center, you'll find a good amount of connections, including 2 smart charging USBs and a 120 volt household outlet. Below that, there are 2 cup holders. Legroom is amazing, just like most minivans. I can stretch out fully behind Drew's position, and there's even enough room for my feet under the seat. Overall, the Sienna's rear seat really excels at what it sets out to do. Its main mission is to be comfortable for the whole family, and even in the middle trim, like we have here, it's impressively nice. Now let's go ahead and get into the third row. Folding the seat is as easy as pulling the lever. You then slide it forward. The specs for this third row come in at 36.3 inches of legroom and 38.3 inches of headroom. Once you get situated, you'll notice that this third row is not nearly as cramped as large SUVs. It's actually comfortable, and you do have several amenities including 2 cup holders, an assist grip, light, and air vent. You even have your own window sunshades. Summed up, this third row is one of the best I've ever been in. Since I can't do it by myself, I'll just show you some of the different seating adjustments. The tailgate is power on SE trims and up, and you can just use the key. Inside the cargo area, you'll see an enormous amount of space. Toyota didn't supply the exact numbers behind the third row, but if you fold everything, you'll find 117.8 cubic feet, or a massive 150 cubic feet if you remove the second row seats. Even with all the rows in place, it still seems quite spacious. To fold the third row, just grab this handle and it'll stow into the floor. The passenger seat is 4-way power adjusting on SE trims and up. Materials are pretty good, and this does open up as a storage compartment. The glove box is also dampened and decently sized. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed watching one of the first in-depth looks at the refreshed 2018 Toyota Sienna XLE. Stay watching for a quick overview of the pricing, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons below. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.